as well. Huh. So just kind of, and he's probably going to do, I assume, a biomech mix, and this is what Forgg is known for, is just creative mid-game style, and just kind of finding these little holes, these nice little timing attacks, just basically things that people don't expect. And I think it is going to be able to get him out of this stage. I think he's going to advance off this, the observatory now being planted, but I don't know how. And actually, if that observatory, I guess this could be dangerous actually, because if that observatory manages to go up and spot before the Marines are really starting to produce to support those tanks, and basically I'm kind of curious how this is going to work. I think what Forgg was hoping for was some sort of tech push, or was expecting some sort of tech push, where it looks like Best instead, going to the observer, wanted to make sure he kept an eye on what Forgg was doing, and that might be just supremely beneficial. I don't think the timing is going to work for him, though. Even with that observer, he's going to be able to wander up there just in time to see a bunch of Marines leaving his base, essentially, and a bunch of tanks and support pressing on him. But it looks like he's already got, kind of sniffing this out, he's already got gateways planting. Looks like he's gone for a heavy mid-game infantry play rather than heavy arbiter mid-game. So I don't think this is actually going to pay off for Forgg if Best can run up and take position, kind of pick off one of those tanks, or and just micro this perfectly. What he's going to have to do is bring those forces off the line and try to engage as quickly as possible, and getting a Citadel of Adun down as well. So it looks like he actually was thinking about a little bit later of a Dark Templar drop. Just out of position to see those medic Marines. I don't think he's seen it. This is critical. Maybe not, though. He is drawing those Dragoons back, and it looks like he is pressing them forward. Okay, he actually has spotted, he has realized. Forgg able to get an SCV scout in, so he's going to actually have a good indicator. And this is all or nothing for Forgg, even if he does spot this and he doesn't know what he's going up against. He's going to end up in a bad position. I think Forgg was... Best was trying to throw down something to kind of throw that out. I think that Reaver robotics facility wants to get a Reaver a little bit sooner rather than later, just in case those medic Marines end up on his front door. But yeah, he's going to have a hard time pressing this back, going up against 5 tanks, several medic Marines. That observer wasn't up in time to really get the tech switch he wanted, and now he's just got to play the delay game. He's got to run up, try to do this. Oh, left a Dragoon behind, already loses 1, and he's got 2 more severely damaged. Let's see if he can mix the order up a little bit. Has a shuttle, needs that Reaver to help deal against this, but at the very least, if he does stop this, Forgg has invested a ton of resources in this in the mid-game, and this is kind of an all-or-nothing maneuver, and it looks like continuing to press forward, just that single zealot continuing to provide some delay, but the medic Marines continuing to press forward. Forgg just kind of shaking his head, shaking it off, continuing to barrel in. The Dragoons being completely ignored there. Just press through, and Best actually looks like he's already been defeated. Actually, that look on his face is just one of just frustration, of aggravation. It almost looks like he's going through the motions here. The Marines just pressing down, and it looks like they are going to be able to get out just before that Reaver is in the play. But he's got Dragoons actually to match. Maybe he's just not amused. He's like, "What are you doing, pulling out the medic Marines here?" But now actually Forgg has put himself in a position where he might get flanked from both directions. I think this is actually the worst combination he could have been up against in the circumstances. There's that first Reaver shell, and yeah, I think this might have failed now, especially with those tanks bunched like they are. Forgg going to end up losing all those tanks, losing all those Marines. That Reaver going to be able to clean up what's left, and now Forgg has a massive standing army left over, and Forgg is in the precise wrong position as far as tech. So that is basically GG, and Best actually, maybe that's a killer. I don't think I've ever seen Best's like, "I'm not amused, I'm going to kill someone now" face, but I think that's it right there. Yeah, Best looking pissed off, not amused by this little cheesy attempt at all. Second Reaver going to be produced, and I don't know that Forgg has anything to defend this. He's just going to have to sit back and absorb a lot of attacks. Those medic Marines are not going to last long against those 2 Reavers, and Forgg, yeah, not going to be able to stop the expansions from building. Looks like that dropship dropping off that island expansion SC, or probe, I should say, and that's why it reminds me of Zodiac. Actually, that 6 o'clock, not 12 o'clock. So, and yeah, continuing to press up. Actually, if I take that back, because Arbiter's not as effective as you think they would be, and I think there is actually viability for drop and going into carries because of that island expansion. Now that I think about it, we'll see how it as the game progresses. But nevertheless, Reaver landing and take out that siege tank, that stupid critter actually making that tank survive a lot longer than it would have otherwise. Paid off, I tell you. It's to pay off the rifts. Sometimes you want to pay off the critters. Let's see if Best actually, that critter deserves to die, and you'll never hear me say that. But anyway, Best now starting to press forward. Now can get his Reaver harass on. Forgg was dedicated with everything he had right there. He's got that single medic running up alongside. He can't even stand it to the Dragoons right there. And it looks like a couple medic Marines coming from behind. He wanted to try to get a snipe, but there's GG. He knows he can't hold back the flow. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Wow, interesting play, but Best is going to end up winning and advancing very easily despite getting traded absolutely everywhere in the group selection stage. Easily advancing. Going to move on to the losers match where we're going to, see who can make it out between Light and Calm.